What's up, guys? Here's a picture of me watching AllStar Weekend, searching for something entertaining. What is up, guys? My name is DJ Eastwood. This is Run It Back, home of the most brutally honest sports takes and opinions on YouTube. Some people don't like it, but it's because some people don't like the truth. If you like the truth, hit the subscribe button. I give you free content almost every day. All I ask in return is that you hit the like button on this video. So pause the video right now. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. Let's get into it. I can't stand AllStar Weekend, man. I feel like a grumpy old man saying that, and I know it's selfish of me to say that, but let me explain why. I have to go a whole week without watching Sixers basketball. That's not fun right off the jump. But not only that, they put basketball on TV, but it's just garbage stuff, you know, and nobody cares about it. It's worthless. A celebrity game, first of all, like who watches that? Seriously, hit the comments and tell me if you watch the celebrity basketball game. Why would anybody watch that, you know? Like, regular dudes playing basketball? Like, yeah, bro, let's watch, Quavo and Justin Bieber play basketball. How is that entertaining? Because the whole reason basketball is fun to watch is because you're watching the best players play against the best players, you know? Who would want to watch a basketball game of players that aren't very good? You know? I mean, do I want to watch strippers who can't dance? No, I don't. So I don't even know who watches a celebrity game. They're like, come on, man. You got like Common and Oprah Winfrey running up and down the court. No thanks. Other than that, there's a bunch of competitions that don't matter, that are stupid, that are not fun to watch, like a skills competition. The dunk contest is played out. Everything's been done. You know what I mean? Like back in the 80s, it was cool because every year athleticism was getting better. You know what I mean? It's almost like video games today. You know, the technology has hit its peak. The game is the same every year. You know? I got a lot of 2K analogies, don't I? But the dunk contest, what else can they do? Now they're bringing out props, trying to jump over stupid like model airplanes, and it's just I have no interest in even watching the dunk contest. It's terrible. Not only that, we have to listen to personalities like Reggie Miller and Kenny Smith all weekend and have them educate us about every single player they see, you know what I mean? Because they just have to assume that all of the viewers are brand new and don't watch basketball. So it's just not enjoyable for real basketball fans to watch. I guess it's fun for people that like watch Chicago Fire on a nightly basis, and then, hey, look, there's an All-Star game. That'll be fun. Let's watch that. So I guess that's fun for those people. As far as the All-Star game itself, nobody cares about it. They're not going to play hard. There's no, every year they try to like, oh, this year is going to be competitive. You know, it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, and they're going to play defense, and it's going to be fun. Why would anybody do that? You know, nobody wants to get hurt in a meaningless game. It's a 50% effort, if that. It's not fun to watch. We've seen it all, you know? Early 2000s, it was cool because that was the first time dudes like Tracy McGrady and them were throwing the ball off the backboard and stuff that you didn't see back in the 80s and 90s. Now it's all been done. There's nothing else to do. Dudes are going to run up and down the court, throwing alley-oops back and forth. It's not interesting. It's dying. That's why now they had to change the format, because they're like, hey, nobody's watching this garbage. We got to find a reason for people to watch it. So now the score resets after each quarter. Something like whoever wins the quarter, their selected charity gets $100,000, which, by the way, $100,000 to the NBA. Are you kidding me, bro? You could have made it $1 million. They're desperately finding reasons for people to watch this, and just nobody's going to watch it anyway. I just can't wait for it to be over. I want it to be Thursday so we can watch a real basketball game again. More on that. Should Joel Embiid play in the All-Star game? I feel like this is going to be a question every year. Now, I posted on YouTube in the community post, and I said basically give me things to talk about in my video because I'm lost. Without Sixers basketball, I don't know what to do. And so you guys commented on all of that and gave me topics basically that you wanted me to talk about. And I appreciate that. Thank you, all of you, for hitting those comments and throwing out some topics to talk about. One of the topics was, should Joel Embiid play in the AllStar game? Now, he's going to play in the AllStar game. He did last year. Personally, I can't stand it because, like, bro, you can't even play every game in the regular season, you know? Now you're going to play a meaningless game. Like, when they give him load management on the road against the Atlanta Hawks, for example, it's basically because they're saying some of these games during the regular season don't matter, and we would rather our guy rest and sit out and get some load management. But now there's a game that, like, actually doesn't matter. Like, statistically does not matter at all. And he's going to play in it. I just don't like it. I don't like the concept of it. I hate it. And my biggest fear, no, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I don't want to say that. Not going to say that. You can imagine what I was going to say there. Ben Simmons playing in the All-Star game. I think he deserves it. Do I think it's good for him expanding his game? No, I don't think so, because I think he is just getting more comfortable thinking that he's a complete player. And every year he makes an all-star team, I think he feels like he's proving more to people that he doesn't have to shoot the ball and that his game is complete. So, yeah, I was kind of hoping that Ben wouldn't make the all-star team just to motivate him to develop his offensive game from the outside a little bit more, or at least attempt to. But he made the All-Star game, and I'm not saying he didn't deserve it. He definitely deserves it. His hustle on a nightly basis is ridiculous, from the offensive side to the defensive side, especially of late. I mean, he's averaging like 21 points a game over the past 10 games or something ridiculous like that without shooting a jumper, which means he's just going hard downhill every play, right to the rim. And then on the defensive side of the ball, he's completely locking dudes up. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, all these guys one-on-one. It's almost impossible to score on Ben Simmons with his size and his speed and his effort. So I got to applaud Ben Simmons. His effort is insane. He never stops, never takes a play off. I don't know how he does it. I get tired watching the dude. And that leads me to another question people asked in the comments. Is Ben Simmons playing 40 minutes a game going to wear him down by the time the playoffs come around? And that's a good question, because, you know, that's something we should think about. Should we start giving Ben Simmons some load management? Should we start giving Ben Simmons some nights off? You know, why do these other players get nights off and Ben Simmons is out there playing 40 minutes a game? And it's not just the fact that he's playing 40 minutes a game. He never takes a play off. Offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball, he's going 110% every single play for 40-plus minutes a game, basically all 82 games of the season. You know, and if we say Joel needs load management because he's a big dude, he's 7'2", 265, Ben Simmons is 6'10". You know what I mean? He's not exactly a 6'4" point guard either. You know, don't his joints and everything else have the same wear and tear as the other dudes in the league that are 6'10", 6'11"? I don't know. Maybe Ben Simmons is a complete unicorn and playing 40 minutes a game doesn't affect him at all. It kind of seems that way. It seems like he never gets tired. So maybe he's okay playing 40 minutes a game. I guess we'll see. Last year in the playoffs, you know, when we played Brooklyn, he had a 1-point game, and everybody had a lot to say about that. I just think that was more so of the Nets defending him 15 feet away and Brett Brown still being in this Ben Simmons handling the ball in the half court every play as a point guard situation. I think that affected that more than him being tired. And now that Brett has finally figured out to take him off the ball when that happens, which took him 3 years to figure out, but now that he finally figured that out, and you can have Josh Richardson running pick and rolls with Ben screening and rolling and all this different action to get Ben Simmons freed up, I think you won't see a 1-point game in the playoffs. You won't see him look out of it or not interested in playing the game like he looked in some of those games last year and the year before. So I don't think he was tired from playing too many minutes. I just think Brett's game plan was horrible, and Brett still was trying to force this whole half-court point guard thing. And finally, he's like, hey, if we get Ben rolling, if we get Ben screening and rolling, you know, he can open up his game and be effective in a lot of different ways, even without a jump shot, with the defense playing off. And with Al Horford out of the starting lineup, it opened things up immensely. It gave Ben and Joel so much more space. I know it was only one game against the Clippers, but let's call it what it is. It gave them more space. Everything looked better. Hopefully Brett sticks with it. That's another question people asked in that post. Will Brett Brown stick with what works? And that's funny because, you know, like I know, Brett Brown seemingly goes away from what works when it starts working. So, will he stick with what works? I really hope he does. It was painfully obvious that that moving Horford to the bench was the right move. But part of me thinks he's going to tell himself in his mind that it was just because the Clippers are a smaller lineup team, and then when it comes down to the Bucks or somebody else, he's going to go back to that lineup, and it's going to be ineffective. I do think that decision to bench Horford came from the top. I don't think it was Brett Brown at all. I think there was the Sixers were losing on the road. They were getting booed by their own fans. Everything was crumbling and imploding, and they had a roundtable meeting. You know, Josh Harris flew in on his stupid helicopter. Elton Brand and Brett Brown all sitting at a round table, and they said, you know, something has to change here. We can't keep going this direction. We can't keep downward spiraling. The fans are irate. This team was supposed to be championship contender. Something has to change. And they finally all swallowed their egos and pride and made a change, and it worked. And then at the end of that Clippers game, when Brett went back to that two-center lineup and the offense became stagnant again, he took Horford out of the game immediately because he realized, I can't do this. If this doesn't work and I force it and we lose this game, I am going to get destroyed. So he took him out. So I think finally these dudes are swallowing their pride and making the right decision, so I hope they stick with it. You guys let me know what you think about all of these topics. Let me know what you think of AllStar Weekend. Let me know what you think of Joel Embiid playing in the AllStar Game. What do you think about Ben Simmons' minutes and playing every game of the season except for that shoulder injury he had in the beginning of the season? But will Brett Brown stick with what works? Let me know what you think about that. Hit me up in the comments, man. My name is DJ Eastwood. Thank you for watching Run It Back. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and hit the like button on this video. Love you guys. Have a great day. Peace!